marshes in flames. The hottest summer on record has also become one of the most destructive.
Massive forest fires have already burned about thousands of hectares of land in Russia, killed more than 40 and left more than 2,000 homeless. With wind speed of 20 meters per second, it's moving too fast, as you can see behind me.
Ouais, ben là, on est là-haut un peu gauche un peu neuf, bon, on contourne, il est dessus, et puis on fera ce qu'on veut. Par contre, tu t'engages sur rien, tu restes sur la route et en sécurité parce qu'il est trop fort, et à 3 minutes, on fait rien.
By smoke, this strange haze that settled over Rhode Island this afternoon had a lot of people worried.
Recent spreading wildfires in Quebec, and the wind has carried smoke from those flames hundreds of miles down to us. Eyewitness News reporter Alex DePrado is watching the effects.
He joins us live with the Providence Mobile Newsroom and our top local story.
Well, Aaron and Mike, it is a lot clearer out here tonight than it was at sundown, and the sun and smoke left southern New England surrounded. You can see it, and if you take a deep enough whiff, you can smell it too.
Just like wood burning.
You smell it?
Yeah.
The smoke that blanketed Rhode Island this afternoon has come from 50 wildfires in Quebec. Some are out of control. Clary Healy and her son thought the fire was nearby when they took their bike out for an early evening ride.
We saw it and we wondered if there was a big fire on the east side, and now overlooking the bike path towards the city, it's completely blanketing the city. It's extraordinary.
Now, far from the United States, about as far as it's possible to get. In fact, we have a story tonight of a fight for economic survival. Extreme weather is devastating Mongolia's nomadic communities and the livestock they rely on. Thousands of families have lost everything, and aid agencies are now appealing for help in the face of the unfolding disaster. The BBC's Chris Hogg has travelled to the worst affected part of the country, an area called Uvorkangai, where almost 1 million animals have died.
It's supposed to be spring in Mongolia, but you wouldn't know it. a winter more severe than many herders can remember, shows no sign of abating. Mongolians call this a dzud, a prolonged freeze after a summer drought that destroys the grazing.
Drought-ending rains are about to deliver the state's best winter crops and a devastating swarm of locusts. Experts are predicting a plague of biblical proportions.
To farmers, this is like touching a miracle. Drought-breaking rains have delivered bumper crops right across the state, worth almost $3 billion.
This is the best crop I have ever seen, and I have plenty of land, 69 years of age.
But the conditions have also been perfect for locusts, and those on the land now fear the feast after the famine.
I think everyone will be in the same boat, very nervous when these hoppers get out of control and get on the wing and start eating grass.
The tiny threat en masse is potentially just as devastating as drought.
That's probably somewhere between 5,000 and 10,000 per square metre. That's a lot of grasshoppers, and they're going to do a lot of damage.
We're looking at the worst plague in 30 years, so I guess it's biblical proportion.
It seems almost biblical. Massive flooding in China, India, and Pakistan, record heat waves in Russia, and ice sheets that have been in place for thousands and thousands of years falling apart. It's enough to make you think something even bigger is happening, and scientists say that's the case.
These events are not disconnected.
The events are stunning. Hundreds of people killed in China where flooding triggered landslides. Moscow has endured record heat that has ignited hundreds of wildfires and raised the city's death rate. Even parts of Europe have seen extreme flooding that has torn apart communities. Carl says all of this is not a sign that global warming is coming, but rather that it's already here.
To date, this year, from January through July, on average, global temperatures are warmest since we've begun keeping records back 1880.